Hello, welcome to Health Talk. I'm Dr. Manny. For years, the medicine hunter Chris Killam has told us about all his far-off adventures and the best natural remedies for what ails you. But today, we're talking about a very interesting and controversial topic. Ayahuasca is the subject of Chris' new book, The Ayahuasca Test Pilot's Handbook. Wow, man.
Dr. Manny.
Ayahuasca. You are really out there. You're down. You're up 35,000 feet looking down.
You think?
Absolutely. The book is magnificent, but what is ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca is a powerfully psychoactive brew made in the Amazon, been made for a couple thousand years that we know of by shamans who are trained to make this stuff.
Now, what is a shaman? It's like
a shaman is a native person who is a medicinal healer, kind of an advisor, priest, psychotherapist. This sort of rolled all into it. The shaman's the person you go to when you got problems.
Any problem.
Name it.
Name it. You go to the shaman.
Yeah. And shamans, real shamans, are highly trained, so they're typically skilled in many, perhaps hundreds of the plants of the Amazon. So if you go to them and say, oh, you know, I got terrible whatever, you know, stomach ache or headache or something, they usually have something that they can do for you and their own methods of diagnosis. And ayahuasca is a thick, very nasty tasting, tremendously potent psychoactive brew that they call La Medicina, the medicine.
I like that, La Medicina.
Yeah. The medicine.
So, and this liquid that is brew, because I saw some of your pictures in the book, and then it's made, and then you drink this.
Yes.
And it has all sorts of different plants which are native to those regions,
Two
right?
plants.
Two plants.
Two plants. You can add others, but here's the ingenious thing of it. The people of antiquity were pharmacologists, and we don't understand how they figured this out. They took a particular vine. There are only about 10,000 vines in the Amazon. They took a particular leaf. There are only about 80,000 leafy plants in the Amazon. Put them together in large quantities with lots of water, cook them down, till you just get this muck at the bottom, and that's what you drink.
Right.
It's as powerful as LSD. It has extraordinary healing powers. There are churches that are based around this. And now many millions of people around the world are drinking ayahuasca, some because they're just curious, but many because they have mental, emotional, or physical disorders that have not responded to anything else.
Now, can we make ayahuasca here in the U.S.?
You can't do it legally.
Why not?
It is a Schedule I drug because it is hallucinogenic.
So it's like a natural LSD type, or has effects like a natural
yes.
LSD.
However, its use in the U.S., there are two churches from Brazil, Santo Daime and União de Vegetal, and they do hold ceremonies, and they kind of operate in a sort of a quasi-legal zone because of religious freedom.
Now, the ceremony. So okay, I go. You take me down there now.
Right.
Okay. So listen. I have terrible, I don't know, arthritis.
Yeah.
Right? I can't walk, my knees. Okay, so you take me to the Amazon, you sit me down in front of the shaman, and he makes a diagnosis. Okay, many could benefit from this ayahuasca and our ceremony. I drink this, what happens to me?
You're going to drink this at night. You're going to drink about this much in a little glass.
Yeah. Boom.
You're going to hang out for about 45 minutes, and then the air is going to start to sparkle.
Okay.
And you're going to feel a little, ooh,
so I'll be
kind
floating.
of like a little bit loose.
Loosey?
Kind of like you're expanding. And then you may start to see very unusual visions, places. You might journey to places. You might be visited by animals.
Now, you took this ayahuasca when you were down there.
About 85 times.
Where did you travel in your mind to?
You know, I've had all kinds of experiences from resolving some traumas from my childhood that I saw very vividly, and then when they were over, it was over. Recovering from the grief of the death of my mother. I've been swallowed by gigantic psychedelic anacondas. I mean, some really weird out there stuff.
Now, and then when you come out of this, do you remember all the stuff that you saw?
Yes, you do.
Now, when you come, can you get, can this worsen your psychological status?
I would say that there are, without question, unstable people in the world.
Right.
We've all met them.
Right.
And those folks hopefully get screened out of drinking ayahuasca. If you're really imbalanced, this isn't going to make you right.
Right.
But if you have suffered from what we know is that soldiers who have not responded to the drugs that they're given at the VA go down and drink, and many of them do, in fact, recover from post-traumatic stress. Many women I know who were sexually abused when they were younger.
So a lot of emotional pent-up.
Now, headaches too, though.
Any downside to this?
There's always a downside.
Okay.
Not everybody can handle something like this, so it might be scary for some people. I've dealt with people who just get too scared. But for the most part, it's safe. It helps greatly with the mental and emotional disorders, and with the disorders that we don't know where they originated, the stomach ache that you always have, the chronic fatigue that never goes away.
All right, so after they see this segment, some people out there say, okay, Chris, I want to go to the Amazon and get this ayahuasca cocktail.
Right.
So what do they do?
Well, I think there are a combination of things they can do. Of course, I want them to get the book, naturally.
Right. Get the book!
Right. Is this time for an ad?
Get the book. There we go.
The Ayahuasca Test Pilot's
Get the book.
That'll help people to understand what this is about. They can go onto my website, medicinehunter.com, and you can also find, if you just Google, if you do a search, ayahuasca centers, you'll find many of them in Peru, especially. There are some that I do recommend on the site, but in terms of people participating in ceremonies here, I have absolutely no idea where people would go, and I don't recommend doing something illegal in the U.S. There's always the far-out possibility that you could wind up in handcuffs, and you don't want to have that happen.
Absolutely. All right, well, listen, the Ayahuasca Test Pilot's Handbook. There you go. Everything you wanted to know about ayahuasca, but we're afraid to ask.
And anytime you want to come down, Dr. Manny,
I'll be with you
I'll
there.
be with you.
Can you
on the mat right beside
you. Can you imagine me tripping in this stuff?
Absolutely.
Hey, never mind. Thank you. And if you have health questions, send them here at Fox at drmanny@foxnews.com. Until next time, I'm Dr. Manny.